From the very first day, Karen had tried to outsmart me. Her overconfidence and reckless ambition had led her to believe she could manipulate, intimidate, and claim control over my property. But she had underestimated one fundamental truth. I knew every inch of my land, every legal right I held, and every possible way to defend it. The day she tried her first scheme, she approached with an air of superiority, carrying paperwork and accompanied by her usual entourage. She believed she could bluff her way through, using fabricated HOA authority and intimidation. But I had anticipated her moves long before she arrived. As she strode onto the property, declaring that certain areas belonged to the HOA and threatening fines and legal action, I calmly stepped forward, showing her the original property deeds, maps, and photographs clearly establishing my ownership. "Karen," I said, voice firm yet measured, "this land is entirely mine. Every acre, every boundary, every tree and structure belongs to me. Your claims have no basis in law, and any attempt to enforce them will be met with legal action." Her face fell, but she tried to maintain composure. "I have the authority," she stammered. "The HOA?" I interrupted, pointing to the boundaries clearly marked on the property. "The HOA has no authority here. You are trespassing." Karen's entourage looked around, suddenly aware that their supposed advantage was evaporating. My dogs, already stationed strategically, moved forward, growling softly, creating an invisible perimeter that reinforced the authority of the property owner. The bluff that Karen had relied upon for so long failed spectacularly in the face of preparation and legal evidence. She tried to pivot, attempting to intimidate me verbally, raising her voice, waving her paperwork, and calling out threats of fines and legal action. But each attempt crumbled under the weight of proof and calm authority. I activated the security cameras, capturing every movement, every word, and every failed attempt to intimidate. Not only was the property secure, but I now had irrefutable evidence of Karen's repeated attempts at harassment and illegal interference. Within minutes, deputies arrived, having been alerted to her trespassing. Karen's smirk faltered completely when confronted with law enforcement. The deputies verified the property boundaries, reviewed the documentation, and confirmed that Karen's claims were entirely without merit. "Ma'am," one deputy said firmly, "you are trespassing on private property. Any further attempt to interfere with the owner's rights will result in criminal charges." Karen, realizing her scheme had failed completely, retreated with her entourage. Her face was red with frustration and humiliation. For the first time, she seemed genuinely shaken, realizing that her habitual overconfidence had led her into a situation she could not manipulate or control. Later, I walked the perimeter of my property, inspecting every fence, boundary marker, and camera placement. Everything was intact. Every potential vulnerability had been anticipated, and every attempt at intimidation thwarted. My land, my sanctuary, and my peace remained fully secure. The lesson was clear. No matter how cunning or audacious an opponent may appear, knowledge, preparation, and legal authority always prevail over bluff, intimidation, and recklessness. Karen had underestimated the meticulous planning and vigilance that protected this land. Neighbors who had observed the encounter whispered among themselves, recognizing the audacity and repeated failures of Karen's attempts. Her credibility within the community eroded further with each failed scheme. By the end of the day, the property was untouched, my authority undisputed, and Karen's bluff exposed for all to see. The ranch, my sanctuary, and my peace were fully preserved. Karen had tried to outsmart me on day one, but the reality was undeniable. Preparedness, legal knowledge, and calm authority always triumph over arrogance, audacity, and recklessness.